An elite trainee begins with confidence, but after the first exhausting week of non-stop demands, they consider quitting. The shock isn't just the workload, but realizing that talent doesn't guarantee staying power. Selection systems measure grades, test scores, and fitness, but they often miss how individuals respond to setbacks. Grit is the blend of passion and perseverance that keeps a long-term aim intact through frustration. When grit is low, the first failure feels like proof, and the goal is abandoned to protect pride. When grit is high, the same failure is seen as information, and the person remains committed long enough to improve. Imagine a cadet waking at 5, training all day, and choosing between excuses and endurance. Or think of a student who studies nightly, misses questions, and returns the next day with a clearer plan. Next, you will learn why effort matters twice, how practice works, and how environments make perseverance easier. This video is inspired by Grit by Angela Duckworth, and subscribe to learn how passion, practice, purpose, and hope build grit. Talent is about how quickly skills improve with effort, not the decision to keep showing up. Because talent appears dramatic early on, observers often mistake fast progress for long-term commitment and stop asking deeper questions. This bias leads people to praise natural ability while treating repeated practice as ordinary, even when practice drives results. Experiments show that listeners often rate a so-called natural as more hireable than an equally proven striver. In classrooms, some quick learners coast while steady workers take notes, seek help, and improve their performance. The result is a gap between potential and its use, where the same ability leads to different outcomes. Across demanding settings, persistence predicts who stays, from military training to sales roles with constant rejection. A simple grit scale separates perseverance from passion by asking about setbacks and the steadiness of interests. Replace talent talk with 2 checks. Do goals stay consistent over years, and does effort return after failure? When those answers are clear, the next step is building systems that protect attention and make practice repeatable. Achievement is produced when skill is used under pressure, and effort determines both growth and application. One equation links talent and effort to skill, while another links skill and effort to achievement. Since effort appears in both equations, the person who trains longer and works harder can outpace a faster learner. Talent is reframed as the speed of improvement, not a guarantee of finishing, producing, or persisting when boredom shows up. Consider a potter who throws clay daily, discards weak pieces, and repeats the process thousands of times until the form improves. The same hours that refine the hand also increase the number of good pieces that exist in the world. A writer with reading difficulties can rewrite draft after draft, using extra attention as a substitute for ease. Over time, repeated effort turns what was never natural into reliable performance that looks effortless from the outside. The practical move is to track effort in hours and sessions, not just outcomes, because effort is the controllable lever. When goals stall, adjust the method and keep the effort constant until the next skill jump becomes visible. Deliberate practice involves focusing on specific weaknesses with full concentration, receiving feedback, and repeatedly correcting them. It can be uncomfortable as failing highlights gaps, but this discomfort signals learning rather than incompetence. When people misunderstand practice, they avoid hard drills and replace them with easy repetition that feels productive. When they understand deliberate practice, they choose to focus on weak spots and concentrate 100%. A student can swap social media time for a short, targeted session, then watch grades rise after weeks of habits. The change is not about willpower, but a clear explanation that struggle is expected when skills are expanding. Routines protect this work by setting a fixed time and place, reducing daily bargaining about starting. Daily rituals turn the beginning of hard work into an automatic behaviour, preventing procrastination from deciding for you. Set one practice window, remove distractions, and end each session by writing the next correction you will try. If deliberate practice feels doable and motivating, subscribe for more routines that turn feedback into lasting skill and confidence. Interest starts as simple enjoyment, but becomes durable when curiosity stays alive beyond early excitement. Passion means consistency over time, not a brief obsession that burns out quickly. Since enthusiasm is common and endurance is rare, long projects require deliberate choices to keep goals steady. Practice strengthens perseverance by pushing skills beyond comfort repeatedly, focusing on weaknesses until mastery grows. Purpose adds a beyond the self reason, linking daily effort to the well-being of others, making sacrifice meaningful. Without that purpose, interest alone fades and effort feels like endless chores instead of progress towards something important. Hope is the habit of rising to the occasion, getting knocked down and getting up again. Hope matters at every stage because doubts return, but the difference is choosing action rather than staying down. These 4 assets can be learned, so treat grit like a skill that changes with guidance and repetition. Choose one long-term aim, nurture interest, practice daily, connect it to purpose, and rehearse hope after setbacks. Grit also grows from the outside when adults create structured challenges that combine support, limits, and latitude. Wise parenting is both demanding and supportive, setting clear expectations while keeping the child's interests at the centre. This approach avoids 2 traps: harsh control, which kills motivation, and permissive comfort, which never trains endurance. Outside the home, structured activities put a non-parent coach in charge and require showing up, even through boredom. These playing fields are built to cultivate interest, practice, purpose, and hope, with feedback and clear standards. A child learns to open the raisin box, hold form in ballet, or persist in an instrument because quitting has rules. One family rule requires everyone to do a hard thing that demands daily, deliberate practice and steady improvement. Quitting is allowed only at a natural stopping point, which prevents walking away on the worst day. Choice matters too, because the person picks the hard thing, ensuring at least a spark of interest. Use one structured activity as a training ground, committing for a season and evaluating progress with a coach. In the end, grit is not about bravado. It is about staying loyal to a meaningful aim for years. Talent can open doors, but grit decides whether you keep walking after the first rejection or setback. Effort counts twice because it builds skill and also turns that skill into output that accumulates over time. Deliberate practice creates skill by focusing on weaknesses, using feedback and repeating corrections until the work stabilizes. Interest keeps your attention from wandering. Purpose gives sacrifice meaning, and hope keeps you standing when doubt returns. Supportive and demanding adults and cultures make those habits normal, so perseverance becomes part of your identity, not just willpower. Start with one hard thing you care about, then choose a routine that makes practice automatic and measurable. Find a coach, team, or group whose norms reward showing up, and let that culture pull you forward. Over months, you will see effort turning into skill, and skill turning into results that keep raising the bar. If you want a steadier way to build grit through norms, teams, and practice, then subscribe for guides on deliberate practice and long-term aims.